galaxy and do everything I could to try and keep him alive. To try and just tell the world about him, that, you know,
carry out his wish.
Yeah, I mean, what I found out is like carrying out his wish and keeping him alive was keeping so many other people that other folks have lost, other humans have lost, alive. He was resurrecting other people at the same time, and these people were coming to shows with this bounty of love that had no place to go, and that's what grief is essentially. And I gave them, these songs have given them a home for at least maybe 3.5 or 4 minutes, and and that's really been the charge of all of this. That's been the mission statement is, at the very beginning was just keep Dad alive. Keep him alive at all costs. And, like kind of a psychotic denial for the first couple of years that he was even gone. I was like, no, he's still around. And a lot of times I felt them on my shoulders like a little kid. It was really weird. It was like this weird reversal of roles. And
well, now that he's free, he kind of could do as he wants, He could be on your shoulders.
Yeah, he would show up like that. And the reason why I play this song, Stand By Me, it's just literally 2 weeks after he died, I was scheduled to play this songwriter festival in Deadwood, South Dakota. And it's in the Black Hills, and it's a very spiritually charged area, just in general.
Yeah, for sure it is.
And the guy that runs it says, you don't have to play any music. I know you're in a bad spot. I hadn't slept in a week, and he's like, just come here and, see what happens. Just be around people. Like, there's nothing but love for you here, and we know you've gone through it. And at the end of the festival, they asked, all the writers and stuff there, if you wanted to play a cover, what's your favorite cover that you love? And they did this big finale. I'd been, for some reason, for about a year prior to my dad's death, I'd been singing the song Stand By Me in my living room the exact way I play it now.
It just popped in your head it just kind of came into you?
Yeah, and like for some reason that song has haunted me my whole life because of the movie Stand By Me.
Oh, for sure. That's a big part of a lot of people's, that movie was huge in people's lives for so many little moments.
Yeah, like I very much saw myself in the kid on the left, the Gordy LaChance. No, what was his name? Will Wheaton, like the writer that was trying to find a voice, the nerdy little writer kid on the left.
Yeah,
and that song like was threaded so brilliantly throughout that film, and it's obviously the title, but because of that movie, which is also a Stephen King story, that movie is based off a Stephen King novella called The Body. So, it was obviously a very haunting and dark theme, but that song really haunted me because of that movie. And I just started playing it. I was like trying to, I don't know, kind of deconstruct it, try to process it in a different way. And when my dad died, fast forward to Deadwood, all I could play was Stand By Me.
Wow.
And I started playing it, and I'd really never played it for anybody like that. And the whole place like just went crazy. Like, and at that point I was not an artist. I'd just quit my job as a scientist. I'd been a published writer for maybe 2 years at that point, just trying to get other artists to sing my songs. And I never really saw myself as an artist, even though my dad did. Like, he would always be like, why don't you just sing these songs? You sound great singing them. But I would always argue with him, like, no, I don't do that. I write them. Someone else sings them. But when I went up there to sing Stand By Me, I swear to God, he was like on my shoulders like a little kid. And I got so addicted to that feeling again. Because he was there. He showed up. And I truly believe he showed up at Bridgestone at the CMAs. Like, he did. He showed up that night. And
I bet he was so proud of you. Do you feel like he's proud of you?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he was so proud of me before he died, before any of this happened, and I think he would be very proud. I've been trying to make him proud my whole life, but
What did he said? Write a song for me or make us? What did he say? Sorry,
write a
I'm
good
fucking
song
leaking
for me.
over here.
No, man,
like
I
God.
leak all the time.
Yeah, dude, I listen to stuff that makes me cry all the time because I think I'm just full of tears and I got to get these bitches out, even though I'm dehydrated half the time. So I'm like, I don't even know what's going on here, dude.
No, it's good for you. Like when my dad died, I swear
yeah.
all I did was cry for 2 years. It's all I did.
Yeah, you gotta get it out.
If you can find the tears, find them. Like right now, I can't find them.
Yeah.
I mean, even though I get emotional, don't get me wrong, but
Yeah, sometimes you have tears and sometimes you don't. It's like almost like seasons, you know? It's almost like an ocean. Sometimes it comes up on the shore and sometimes it's out to sea, you know, even though it's, you know, it lives
it's a
right.
tide.
Yeah. So it's like, and especially I think people that have had like a lot of things in their life that have happened that haven't been processed, you know, it takes a long time. And I think I've gotten grateful in my life over time where if I find something that helps me process, I'll sit there and process it. My brother says a lot of times, he's like, yeah, getting rid of grief and like trauma, like that old stuff. And people use trauma as a buzzword, but getting rid of grief and stuff from the past, he's like, it's like taking pennies out of a bathtub one at a time. He's like, you know, it takes a long time and it's slow and it's just kind of arduous work. But you just be grateful that it can kind of happen over time. What he said, make a good song for me.
Write a good song.
Write a good song for me.
Yeah, because he knew that's all I could think about. And
that's the baton, man. That's the baton.
Yeah, he used to come to all my shows. When I say shows, like playing for 7 people at Writers Round, and he came to the Bluebird Cafe. I remember had his you remember when they had those giant phones that were like the size of laptops, you know? But,
those T-Mobile sidekicks? Yeah, baby, them bitches was beautiful.
Yeah, he had one of those bad boys, and he would just hold it up and record the whole show. He used to drive me crazy. And
dude, there's nothing crazier than watching like a boomer kind of like record something, or even just somebody from a generation above. We went to the UFC fights the other day, and some guy was recorded every single fight. I'm like, he had a front row seat. And he was recording, and there was a TV right next to him playing the fights. I'm like, you can just go home and watch. Like, I just didn't understand what was going on.
Yeah.
But the fact that he was there and that he cared so much about it and that he loved watching you do it.
Yeah, there was this one song that's on the record called "I'm a Song." And he watched me play that for the first time at Bluebird Cafe. I'd just written it like that week.
Right over here?
Yeah, Bluebird
cool.
Cafe, and he had his gigantic phone. I'll never forget. And I was like, Dad, please put your phone down. But he recorded that whole song, and then he called me a week later, kept talking about that song. And about a month before he died, it was Father's Day weekend, I came up to see him. And we went to a tractor pull, and then we went home and watched some fights. And he goes, hey, Steven, you know that song you played at the Bluebird like a month ago? It's called "I'm a Song." And I was like, well, how do you even know that? Like, I because I was in that point of like writing, 200 songs a year. I was writing, 10 songs a week. So like a month ago, like that, "I'm a Song" was like 50 songs ago. So I was like, oh, yeah, I know that. And he's like, yeah, you played at the Bluebird Cafe. And he's like, that's my favorite song. And I was like, oh, thank you, Dad. And like, I thought he meant like, it's my favorite song, his favorite song of mine. And he was like, no, listen to me. That's my favorite song ever.
Wow.
And I was like, how are you even listening to it? He'd been listening to me play it on the Bluebird, at the Bluebird on his gigantic T-Mobile, whatever that thing is. And and that's how he was actually my first fan. And he was he would breathe so much life into me. He believed in me so much more than I ever believed in myself. Wow. And I remember him saying, you should sing that song. And when he died, I sang it at his funeral. Oh. And it was one of the hardest songs I've ever sang. But in that moment, like that was when, I knew things were about to change. And, but yeah, and that song has helped so many people. And it's, I don't know, it's been a bit of a thesis statement for me. And so when he said, write a good song for me, he knew he knew I had already written one, at least in his eyes, because it was his favorite song ever. So he knew, at least he had proof on his phone that I was capable of writing something great. And I guess